My name is Sparkles, and this is my Find a Beauty story. I hope you enjoy. So the story begins a long time ago. Not really, but yeah. Think the first time, not the first time, but I think it started me losing the insight of who I am, or my beauty, as I call it. When I was a kid, having a sister at that time, it was only two of us at that time. Me having a rounder face and me being a little bit taller than my sister, I was always compared to being the bigger one. Which, at the time, you always hear you the bigger one. It can give you some self-doubt and plant a seed into you. So that, I would say, is when I started thinking that I was the big one, started looking at myself in a different form, or a different way. Um, but I was also outspoken as a kid, so I was also one of the people to be like, oh, she's not well, or well behaved. But the truth of the matter is, I was very well behaved and respectful. It's just that I did say a lot of stuff that was on my mind as a kid, and not a disrespectful way, but it was my truth. And when I felt the way I felt like I need to say it. Then my little sister came, and then I was the middle child. We all know how middle children are. Not really. But I was the middle kid, and now I was not compared to one sister. Now I was compared to two. And being always compared can have an effect on you. And I know it was never malice on my family's end of comparing it. It was just something that people do a lot. But don't realize how it can affect somebody, or how they look at themselves and things like that. But let's continue the story. So that was like the beginning of me consciously and subconsciously looking at myself different and not thinking I was good enough, because both my sisters are beautiful women and I love them, and they were beautiful girls then, and I didn't think I looked good enough to be their sister, if that makes sense. I didn't think I was as pretty as them because of the comparison. Not only that, growing up looking like I look, straight hair, well, it's a little bit curlier there, long straight hair, light skin, wanting to always be fit in the community that I'm a part of. And me and my sisters were the only light-skinned girls that lived in the south side where we stayed. We stayed on the west side a little bit, but just a little bit. We hurry up and left. But but staying, being in these communities and me being a part of it, but not looking like it. A lot of people don't know I am black. Not Mexican, not Latino, but black. I am mixed, but not mixed with any Latin blood, which is crazy, because I know I look like it now. Now, when I look at myself, I do know that I look Latino. So I know that now, but back then it's like I wanted to fit in. I wanted to belong, and we all want to belong. That's just human nature, to belong to something, to a place, a thing, people. So I kind of went out my way so I can belong to what I wanted to be, a part of the culture that I am. That's all I know. All I know is black culture, me being black, my family being black, everything black. I looked the way I looked, but then living in these neighborhoods and kids and stuff like that, I was called white girl, Mexican, white bread. I was called everything but black. So, funny story. One time I dyed my hair black just so I can have a darker hair color. I mean, it looked dark now, but my hair is actually sandy brown and dark brown. But I wanted to look different. Worst mistake in my life. Dyed my hair blue black, and I looked like Elvira. I didn't look black. I looked even whiter. And that was not the case. It was a point of I was trying to get to. And I hurry up and washed it out. Washing it out. Now I had green hair. So me trying to look different to be accepted just made me look more of the way that everybody see me. A white girl with green hair. Never did that ever again. I said, you know, black hair is not for me. And so, you know, at times it did make me angry, and it did have an effect on me. And you know, thank the Lord it wasn't social media, because I'll probably be way messed up. I mean, I tried everything and anything to fit in. I had some cool people around me that didn't let me go real outrageous, which I'm still friends with. You know, my family always been there. But I was, you know, angry. I'll step to anybody. I will fight anybody, you know, just to prove I'm tough because I'm black, you know, and we don't take all this mess and, you know, but it stayed with me, the angry part. And most of the angry part didn't come for trying to prove who I am, but because I wasn't who people seen who I was. So I became angry because why don't you see I'm doing everything? I'm doing everything to show you who I am. When the real truth was, that wasn't who I was. Why did I have to prove so hard? Because I wanted to belong. Even having sex at a young age. I didn't want to have sex, but hell, everybody was having sex. So guess what? Because I was in such a way of trying to belong, that seeking that belongingness, you know, if everybody else is having sex around here, I look crazy not having sex either. So yeah, I'm gonna have sex. And my first experience sex was whack. You know, most people I'm like, don't y'all say y'all fell in love? I was just like, because I did it just to do it. It wasn't like I really liked the boy. I just did it. It was like, we go together. He was 16. You know, I had an older boyfriend. I'm 14. He in high school. I'm like, yeah, have an older boyfriend. Of course, he wanted to have sex. Okay, I'll have sex with you. But I wasn't prepared. I was just doing it. It wasn't like I was in love with this dude or he even forced me. It was just like everybody was doing it. So I was like, oh, so that's what you're supposed to do, because in my head, you know, I'm a kid and I didn't know any better. You know, I didn't know. I think one of the best things that happened to me, bad and good, is that I did become pregnant with my son at 14, had him when I was 15. And if I didn't have my son, it would have probably would have been on a worse path, because it stopped me. It stopped me in my tracks, because all I knew once I got pregnant is that, oh, I don't want my kid to act like these kids that I'm hanging around, which is crazy. I want him to have better. I don't want him, you know, I missed out on high school. I went to high school for a couple of months, and that's all. And I had to go back to school. But I missed out on high school. I missed out on that, these friendships from high school and things like that, and the whole prom and stuff like that, because I didn't have no way of having a baby, somebody keeping a baby while I go to school. So when I knew I was having my son, I said, no, I want my kid to have better. He's not going to make the same mistakes. I'm going to make sure that he does right. Then I had 2 other kids, so I got 3. But my whole focus, so my focus left off me and went to my kids. As it went to my kids, I worked hard to go back to school. I worked. But, you know, I was in a long-term relationship and with my kid's father. And, you know, when people are dealing with their own demons and dealing with stuff, we broke up on bad terms. And as breaking up, again, wanting to be accepted and doing things for my kids and thinking I'm doing my best. But you got to remember, I was young having kids, and I was living on my own. At the age of 17, I did stay with people, but like 18, I had my own apartment, and you know, I was working and trying to do everything that's best. Now, did I do everything right? Absolutely not. I'm a kid still, raising kids. So it became difficult, and then breaking up with somebody, it was best that we broke up though, because I know he's watching this. It was best that we broke up, but I still wanted to be accepted, and because the anger towards me, I was hearing I wasn't a good mother, I ain't never gonna be a good mother, and things like that. So that played an effect on me, and I will try everything to please my kid's father that I was no longer with, just because I didn't want to be called a bad mother, and I just wanted to be accepted. I knew I didn't do everything right. No. You know, I'm not gonna admit and say I did everything perfect. I stopped doing stupid stuff. No, I'm still a kid. I'm doing stupid stuff, but I did make my priorities my kid, where the stupid shit that I did didn't affect their life. Or I'm a party and not go to work. Like, that was never my thing. It was like, oh no, I'm still a mother. I have to provide for my kids. I have to make sure they have the necessary things. And it'd be stupid stuff that I wasn't a good mother because I didn't fold the clothes, or I didn't separate the clothes. I'm tired. Let me go to the laundromat, put these clothes in the washer, take them out. It was like that. Not because my kids didn't have clothes, they didn't have food, they didn't have things that they needed or wanted. It was stuff that I would hear that I was a bad mother because of not separating clothes. And I really thought I was a bad mother. And it affected me. And it affected me really, really bad that, nothing, most people don't know this. I thought I was worthless. I've been fighting so hard to be a part of something, to be with a group of people, and I love my kid's father when we was together, and still be hurt over and over and over again, and constantly being told you're not good enough, you're worthless, from a long history of being worthless. I mean, having kids at a young age, and you know, look at Sparkles. She fast. Because nobody ever asks the kid. The first thing they say when somebody having a kid at a young age, they must be fast. They must be this. And the truth of the matter is, I wasn't fast. I just didn't have guidance. I didn't know any better. That was the real thing. I wasn't out here just freaking on anybody and everybody. No. So it wasn't that. It's just that I didn't have the proper guidance. And instead of people saying, hey, what's going on with you? They judged me. And I took the judgment. And I stepped away up from a lot of people during that time. Because I was like, if all you're going to do is judge me, what's the point of being around you? What's the point of taking that abuse? I don't understand it. You think I'm a certain type of person. So therefore, if I'm that type of person, then I'm going to be that person away from you. But it did take its toll on me. And one day, I decided I'm not worth being here. Maybe my kids are better off without me. All I hear is I'm worthless. That's all I heard. So I was in a car accident during this time, and I had pills, and I decided to take some pills. I no longer wanted to be a part of this world. I thought my kids would be better off without me. I thought they would have a better chance being raised by somebody else, because I'm young, I'm stupid, I'm not doing stuff right, I'm being told I'm not a good mother, and I'm just, what's the point if I can't do right? You know, I'm trying everything to do right. I'm trying everything to be the best person I am, but all my efforts, I failed. I mean, I went back to school, I graduated, so it was just like, I was at a point where I'm like, I'm trying so hard and I'm fighting so hard, but all this fight is nothing. So I wanted to give up, and I tried to give up. And I don't know how spiritual you are or you believe in a higher power, things like that, but I was saved that day. I was saved. And when I got up, because good thing, I had I don't know if it's a vision, a dream, or what it is, high off pills, because I took a lot, which I'm surprised that I even survived it. So, hey, I'm meant to be here. My focus was different. Something happened to me. I said, I'm never doing that again. I need to figure out me now. And that was the beginning of my journey of finding my beauty. Now, it took some years after that, but I was no longer taking that anymore, that I was worthless. I mean, I still kind of felt it, you know, years and years of being told somebody is better than you, comparison, or you worthless. It's kind of hard not to see yourself any type of way. So it does take time to, you know, get out that mold and see yourself in a different life. And that's when I start seeing myself for a different life. Either I had to figure out who I was and who I wanted to be, and that was the beginning of finding my beauty in me. And I started just reading and meditating and focusing on myself and figuring out what I like and what I dislike, and accepting myself as who I am and who I wanted to be, and not always be what people see me to be, because I knew I was way more than what they seen, because I had a wall up. I feel sorry for some people now because of social media. Because if social media was there while I was growing up and going through all this, I'd be in a bad place. I'm great now. I keep a smile on my face. Do I have bad days? Of course I have bad days. Do sometimes I look in the mirror and be like, ooh, what is that? What is going on with you today, sister? But I don't stay there. You know, it's hard when these weeds are planted. Sometimes these weeds like to grow back and come up and tell you you're not good enough. The thing about it is you have to remind yourself every day that you are good enough and you are worthy. I remind myself about that. Do I still want to belong? Yeah, you know, I want to belong to the right group, the right people, people that want to be around me. Not I'm forcing these relationships and things like that. I recently allowed myself, last couple of years, to have blonde hair because I didn't want to look like a white girl. But me going through my transition, who cares? Who cares what you think? Who cares what other people think? You have to find the beauty in you. I had to find the beauty in me. I had to search for it. I had to pray on it. I had to look for it. I had to find it within me. Outside appearance is beautiful. We all wear masks when we go outside. We all wear certain, we know people you be like, I never knew they was going through that, because when we outside, yes, you're going to see a smile, but inside, your demons always there. You just can't let them win. Mine's almost got me. And I decided they would never win again. It's not easy. It's not an easy road. But once you find it, you are going to be happy. I know I'm happy. I wake up every day and I'm in a good mood. Now, some days I ain't in a good mood. But I'm okay with that. I've allowed myself to be okay, not to be okay for a day, for a moment. I just don't stay in it like I used to. I had to let go of the anger. That was the best thing I could have did myself. Do I look at people and say, oh, they are beautiful and things like that? I do. I do. And it's okay. They are beautiful. They beautiful people. But now I'm not comparing myself and saying that, oh, I wish I had this. I wish I had that. No. You beauty in your own right. And you have to be okay with being beautiful in your own right. Now, I'm saying beauty, but it's all about self. Self, who you are, self-awareness. accepting you for being who you are. It's okay being you. I had to be okay with being me. I had to be okay being a light-skinned black woman that looked like a white woman or Latino woman. I had to be okay with it. And I am okay with it. I'm fine with it. Again, it's not going to be easy, but, you know, a lot of things in life ain't easy, worth having. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed my story. I hope my story done something or gave you something or will help somebody. Maybe it's somebody that you may not know. Show them this story, you know. I will have more stories coming up. This was the first one of I Am Beauty, Finding Beauty Stories. I hope these stories can help someone. It's not all about women. It's about people in general. I want to get stories from other people because somebody's story can help somebody. I just want us to get back to loving ourselves. So, again, my name is Sparkles. This is my I Am Beauty story. If you want to follow me, it's so_sparkles. And to get more stories, it's going to be, the IG is I Am Beauty and More. Sorry about that. I Am Beauty and More. And the YouTube page is Sparkles Soraine. So, share, follow, all that good stuff. You know, that YouTube type talk. But I hope this story gave you more insight about me, but also can help somebody or help yourself. You don't have to stay in the dark place all the time. I believe in showing mistakes also, so this is not going to be an edited video. So this is me. This is Sparkles, and you are beauty.